Okay, that's done. Mouse, I don't need you. Your duty has ended for tonight. Controller, here you come.
Take a look at this.
Wow, they found a whole bunch.
Why do you always sound depressed? Officer? Oh!
What a treasure!
Fantastic landscape. Skill side expansion. Okay, so we got unyielding. 2 skills may be triggered at once. Okay.
Oh, that's a fine piece.
Pretty much caught everything we can. We'll probably at one point go back and see if we can get everything. But we're just going to go.
Scout ship setting sail.
Oh, hello, Jesus. Congrats on first. Can I just say, hello, Lori. Can I just say, Jesus, I was so excited to, like, see you're alive. Because I was like, oh, who are we going to raid? I'm, like, going through. I'm like, oh, I know 1 or 2 people that are alive right now. Then I saw your name. And I, like, do a double take. I'm like, wait, is that my Jesus? Or I should say Patty's Jesus? And, it was very cool.
The map's getting filled in little by little.
There's still a long way to go. It's a big world out there.
Yeah, that's true.
And a lot can happen on the waves. The far seas are unexplored territory for a reason.
I'd imagine so. The seasons and the weather can change the sea completely.
Oh. Do I sense a budding interest in the sea?
Think you're feeling less apathetic about it now?
The test went really
I
well.
wouldn't say that. I was just reminded of something someone once said to me.
Have I cried during this playthrough? Well, I mean, everyone's first, like, test one. I mean, I didn't realize till, like, after I, like, saved a bunch of VODs that my Yakuza 0 was very choppy. What did I think? Have I cried this playthrough? I have not cried this playthrough. I don't think there's been a moment where I would cry. The only thing I can think of is, like, the very beginning, but, like... I knew what was going to happen. Honestly, as soon as I had, like, upgraded from a laptop to a PC, I stopped seeing any choppiness, and then just going through like that. Well, the thing is, like, the beginning with, like, Velvet, I knew was going to happen. The only thing I could think I will cry at is...
I thought I smelled someone pondering. What's on your
I mean,
mind?
I would say
Seth?
probably towards the
I know
end.
Siegfried comes from another continent and all. But do you know anything else about it, Ropero?
Nope, can't say I do. All I care about are swords. That contraption doesn't interest me much.
I suppose that makes sense. But it looked real powerful.
Just guessing based on how we saw Zavid use it, I'd say it amplifies his power somehow.
An amplifier. It's true that he seemed to get stronger when he fired it at himself.
Yeah, and it gave that dying legendary wyvern enough strength to escape.
But wasn't it also what he used to dispel Melchior's illusions back there?
That was also amplification. The Malachim are the source of his arts. The relic pushed them past their limits and...
Remind me of something I wanted to check while my bed dries. I am changing the bed, so I put less on. Oh.
It must be very hard to master.
more important is what the Abbey plans to do with it. Not that I really care.
Laffy said? May I ask you something?
What is it?
The girl with the umbrella from Lord Melchior's illusion. What is her connection to Eisen? I don't think he'd answer if I asked him myself.
I don't know. I was wondering about her as well. She was pretty, wasn't she?
Oh, so you like a girl who's cute, but with a bit of sophistication.
Hello, Vaughn. Welcome in.
Really? I thought his type was more like
Shh.
What's going on?
We were discussing a delicate topic. Lafisette's first crush, if you must know.
Oh,
No, we weren't. We were just talking about the umbrella girl from the illusion.
I love how immediately they're like, oh yeah, we're just talking about Lafisette's first crush. And how Roker's like, Velvet's his type.
Really important to him.
Indeed. It must be a deep, naughty relationship.
Don't say naughty.
Like a wife he wants to leave, but he can never let go. Or a lover from whom he can't move on.
No, that's too wild.
I may do.
And she's too
Who said that? Naughty?
What's more
Maggie
naughty
Lou.
for a self-serving pirate is a daughter from a woman who only knows him by a fake name, perhaps one whom he cast aside, or who cast him aside.
And maybe she was somebody he couldn't marry for some reason. But when she died, he raised her daughter for her.
He had been friends with her since they were children. But they only realized their true feelings.
Is this what it's like to be a girl? You just like run with conclusions.
Idea of romance. In any case, beware of girls, Lafiset.
Right.
Beware of girls, Loppy said. Also, Vaughn, I know I said something about in our Dark Side of the Moon chat, but can I say I was so fucking proud of us coming out of the last Backrooms one. Like, we nailed 3 missions, and it feels like each mission we do, or like each level we do, we're doing it quicker and quicker. Because like the first one took us a while, the second one took us a really long while, but then the third one we immediately got it. We actually should have beaten the third one almost like once or twice if it wasn't for slightly bad luck. We should have beat the sound hearer one, the Valve guy. We should actually beaten that like a try beforehand if things didn't glitch. Dude, the Team's injury was on point. And we were like picking up things like I was like, okay, you know, oh, he can only hear sound. You picking up on the clocks, which you do with the valves. I picked up the reason he was hearing you when you're staying still was because he was hearing the clack of your keyboard. Like, we were just like picking up on little tiny things. And then, hell, you practically found 3 of the 4 computers. And then we did the Lidar, and then by yourself, you pretty much solved the whole portion of following the wires to the buttons, and then finding the room with the where we had to go next. Like, it. Oh, I was proud as all hell. I just know there's definitely going to be one level we're going to struggle with, because like I remember seeing I've seen clips of the game, and the only clips I've seen of the game is of one level, and it's called Run, and that's the only thing I'm worried about. Like, yeah, once we get there, that's when we might struggle, because there's gonna be quick reflexes and luck of going down the right way. That's killed me. I was like, I'm subbing. Well, I appreciate this. Actually, you know what's weird? Is that, like, I've noticed, like, there's, like, an issue. Like, if you're a mod for some people's streams, like, you'll still get ads. And I'm like, I thought the point was, you know, to see everything so you can mod for them. I'm sticking these ads, thank ads. A brand new platform. I'm trying to think. I don't know what is the ads I see the most. I see a lot of like AI ads, like oh hey you hey, do you want to talk to like anime girls? Here's this new trendy AI site you can do. Like, I see a lot of those. I see a lot of those, they're like the knockoff games where it's like, you know, there's a horde of like people coming at you, and you're like, okay, shoot this to upgrade your gun. Shoot more of them. Shoot this to upgrade your gun even more, get more people. Those kind of like game ads. It's been nothing but sport betting ads. Yeah, I do see a lot of bet sporting ads, actually, now that you mention it. I did see one earlier. I think the thing is, because the thing is, I do have one or two. Like, because I do have, like, one or two, actually, sports betting. Because I only do, like, it for, like, major events, like the Kentucky Derby. I'll be like, okay, I'm going to throw $20 on a horse. We'll see if this one wins. But funny enough, the one I kept seeing was, like, it was the Kevin Hart one, which is why I think, oh god, is that not FanDuel? It's like the green one, DraftKings. Like, I see that one all the time. Speaking of, like, games and, like, horror games and everything, I've been also putting off, there's a demo of the person who did Cherry Witch and Berry Witch. They revealed, like, a new game, demo, and I've been holding off on it, just because, like, Cherry Witch and Berry Witch were just so fucking good, and I'm like, me and Vaughn, we're gonna do this, a different day, and we're gonna play it, and bring back some of those great voices that we did for it. Cherry Witch and Berry Witch, they sound familiar. The one was you're the first game, you're a guy entering a forest to, like, you know, die, and you get discovered by a witch, and she tries to take care of you. You know, tries to take care of you. And then the second one was like you're a detective, and you wake up, you find out the bakery's like making people into pies. Yeah. Okay, is this gonna activate side quest?
Now what are we gonna do?
What's wrong?
This dog came up with a book in its mouth. Here, take a look.
Huh. It looks pretty old. I've never seen this kind of writing before.
It's not ancient Avarost, that's for sure. Part of it looks like a chronology, so maybe it's a history book?
If I were to guess, I'd say they're Meliodosian characters, which would peg it at about 2,000 years old. It's more recent than Avarost, but the writing has fallen completely out of use.
All kinds of notes are written throughout the book, too. Someone must have been studying it.
Loki, they should make
If it's
anti-simp
research
game. The girl
material,
thinks you're
that might make it
falling in love if she
Adele's
takes your
book.
sanity.
Adele? Who's that?
Oh.
He's a weird kid who's way into studying history. He lives at the inn.
Could you maybe deliver the book to him for us?
I think.
We were told not to get too close to
God,
him,
what was?
Sure, I guess.
God, what was the reverse of that was like, I think, like, me side. Cause, like, if you, like, look into the lore of me side and, like, pick up on things, me side was like an adult VR companion, like, game that got, like, self-aware and pulled people in, and, like, pretty bizarre lore. Oh, I love when he brings up the compass. Sucker for Love. God, I'm trying to think, is there any horror, like, dating one? Oh, something close to it, but like it's a horror game if you don't romance the guy, but it's one of my favorite, like, visual novels. I almost forgot about Sucker for Love. I need to do that one time. I've been holding off just because it's part of, like, the, oh, you know what, fine, maybe we should do, like, a, go through the, what is Sucker Love part of? It's a part of a collection of games. It's not chained. Is it demo disc? No, it's not demo disc. It's an anthology. Because demo disc, it's not demo disc. It's like, or is it demo disc? Hold on. You're making me check now. Hold on, let me check here. I'm, like, going through my Steam library real quick. I know it's here somewhere. I know it. The Dread X collection. All the characters in this game look great. Oh yeah, I can show you like a full body because we have them in different outfits. Mouse, stop it. We have Velvet in a pirate outfit. We got our bunny boy Laphicet, who is very much, you know, Alice in Wonderland themed. We got Maggie Lou, who has her like little like lingerie, book skirt, foxtail, and everything. Cat ear hairband. I pretty much just made Wesker. I'll fucking admit it. As soon as I saw the aviator glasses and slick back hair, I fucking made Wesker. We got Rokuru, who we decided to put a giant penguin plushie on the back because I thought it was hilarious. We got Eleanor, who we put in like a very much a Miko outfit. And then because she has Laphicet as her like partner, like Malik spirit, I put like a little doll on her head. Eyes reminds me of that guy from Review. Yeah, dude. Like you know, like there's like voice stims like that, like they do something to your head. Some of the Wesker stuff like lives in my head rent free like this. Like I have 7 minutes. I have 7 minutes that I could spare for you. Like stuff like that, because like his voice is so interesting. Like it's not like a deep gravelly evil voice, but it's almost like whiny in a way. Like whoever voiced Wesker in the games does an excellent fucking job. But like, oh my god, some of his lines just live in my head rent free. That and also, I wish someone would bring up how his crush is Rebecca Chambers. Like he has a picture of her in a basketball outfit in his diary. Okay, I believe Laphicet is the first side quest you can get done.
Adele, is this yours?
My book! Oh, that book is super important to me. Thank you.
I'm Laphicet. I hope you don't mind that we flipped through some of it. Can you actually read Meliodassian script?
You recognize Meliodassian writing?
Is he the guy if you try to shoot and Neo Matrix moves out of the way? Oh, his finger. Yes, Vaughn. That is exactly who he is.
When I grow up, I want to be an adventurer who travels the world and explores lots of ruins. So to make sure I'm ready for anything, I've been
literally,
studying ancient
the
history
Neo
and
Matrix
studying
thing,
the era
he literally does that 7-minute quote before that
Era
fight.
of darkness? You're referring to the dark period, right?
Right. Almost no written records from the age have survived. But if you compare the history before and after, you can tell something major must have happened.
Wow, that's fascinating.
I know!
It's funny to see two kids geeking out on history.
Over an old book. My little brother was just like that too. Laffy and our brother used to.
We've received reports of suspicious persons in the area. Have you seen anything? Not good. They're onto us.
Quickly, hide in my house.
It's like a small town, like they would surely see
Adele,
my
have you seen anyone suspicious recently?
Sorry, sir. I've been absorbed in my book.
That's all right. Thanks. Look, I know it must be tough living alone with your mom. Just remember, your father's a praetor. He's out there fighting to protect us all. Keep your chin up for his sake at least, all right?
Uh-huh.
kid treatment up yet. Exactly what it is.
Thanks for your help, Videl.
Videl, your father is an exorcist?
Yeah, he is. But don't worry, I won't say anything about you and your friends. I'm your friend too.
Really?
And to prove it, I'll let everyone in on a big secret. This book tells you how to make an Omega Elixir, an incredibly ancient and powerful medicine. If I'm reading it right, you need 5 ingredients in order to create the elixir. I've only translated one of them so far, but I'll tell you what it is.
This side story
That's really
will
nice of you,
make me
Adele.
this sad for sure.
I don't have any way to repay you for this.
Oh, please, think nothing of it. I'd just like it if you came and talked with me again sometime.
Of course. What are friends for?
Because I remember this, because the whole side quest, I will say sorry for the spoiler, it's all based around how that kid that we talked to has the disease where you die in childhood, and he's trying to look up the elixir to cure himself. So you make the elixir, but I believe you don't do it in time.
The era of darkness, so I guess it's possible that Badel's recipe might be legit.
He's just a kid. I don't know how much we can trust his translation.
You saw his notes. I doubt many adults could even get anything out of that book.
You know, fun fact, you know, like a lot of the witch, like, ingredients, they'll be like eye of newt and things like that. Did you know some of it was like slang for actual real ingredients? Like, they don't actually use like a eye of a newt, they actually use like actual flower, herbs, and medical stuff that just had a slang to them or a nickname to them.
Really want to track down those ingredients.
Yeah, I do.
Personally, I don't really care.
I will get Laffy said a
But
treat.
if you want to look for them, I won't stop you.
Okay.
Also, because I was reminded of what's it called? The Dread X collection. Hey Vaughn, you ever played or heard of a game called Squirrel Stapler? So we have to go here. Okay, I feel like that has to be like one of the first things we play if it comes to the Dread X collection. Okay, so can we... It is probably one of my favorite horror comedy games. There's the frogs. The 3 frogs. One of my favorite things in the game is unexplained why there's 3 frogs on top of each other. Did you decide if you're going to stream the pigeon romancing game? Yeah. I said it probably in the future. Just right now I have like Persona 4 Golden and Tales of Berseria to get through. Without spoilers, I asked a friend, I'm like, hey, how far are we in Golden? Like, because with the rescue and reset, they're like, you're about halfway through. I'm like, cool, good to know. And Tales of Berseria, I know, I'm like, I want to say about the halfway point, roughly, give or take.
This big storm came and swept me out to a Class 4 island. And let me tell you, it's as bad as the rumors make it sound. I wanted to just wait it out in a shipyard somewhere.
I also want to see if I can get Folly for that game, because like me, Folly, and May had a lot of fun doing a Hateful Boyfriend, and I would love to see if we can do that do that new one. Also, I need to see if she's ever available again, because I would love to do the second Hateful Boyfriend game, because it's less of routes and just like main story, side stories, main stories, side stories, main stories, side stories, and
What did that pirate mean by class 4?
it's really, really,
I've never heard of
really
that.
interesting.
It's a classification the Abbey uses to help inform their strategy, an estimation of how well they've been able to manage the demon outbreak in an area. Administrative Zone Classes 1 through 3 have been assigned a suitable contingent of exorcists to guarantee the population's safety.
So, class 4 administrative zones are ones that are still unsafe?
In a perfect world, the entire
Oh, Vaughn, have you played more of any Tamagotchi? Like, has anything interesting happened on your island? I've been seeing very interesting clips from other, like, VTubers, and,
But that pirate
it
mentioned
looks
you
so
couldn't cross
fun.
to an island. Are those policies actually enforced?
They send out an official notice to stay
like,
away,
one of my
that's
favorite
all.
things I've
It's not
seen
like they could
is
blockade
some of the Hololive
activity
people
when
do
we're
it,
out there.
and just
So
they're
feel
like
free to dive
seeing
into the
stuff,
deep
they're
end if you
like,
want.
like relations happen between some of the members. Are like, wait,
You know how to swim.
wait, is this
If they could
this
keep the
this is not
distance,
actually canon,
they wouldn't
chat?
have to tell people to stay clear. Frankly, I think the Abbey just doesn't want to go near places like that.
In other words, these are dangerous places that the Abbey has washed their hands of.
Makes you wonder how much they can administrate these places when they're not willing to get their hands dirty.
Are there many Class 4 administrative zones?
I've heard of 10 such.
Have you been putting friends in both, or just one or the other? Like, do you have like, because it might have like actual people's names in the one that's off stream, and then the on stream one is like
It's
characters.
probably safe to assume that it's getting to be pretty dangerous.
If we go there, we're gonna want to be prepared.
Demons! There's more of them. A whole band of them rampaging through Roaring Forest.
There was already one dangerous demon in those woods, and now we have more, and they're still on the loose. A lot of exorcists have come to deal with them, but
What do these demons look like?
That's what I want to know. Those Abbey people won't tell us nothing. Every time a demon comes around, it's all, show us your cargo this, and don't leave port for a while that. How are we supposed to catch any fish?
these demons really are a pain in the neck. If I was an
The stream has been mainly friends because they like to see it. The one has been like Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, and Marvel characters. Fair.
Anyway,
Has anything interesting happened on your stream one? Like moments that you're like, this is peak. Alright, we're gonna see if we can go there.
First mate, you're all right.
Aww.
Sorry to worry you.
And the captain?
It turned out to be a fake. But now I know the real one's still alive somewhere.
Well, of course he is.
Not that he has a lot of time left.
What do you mean?
Calm down. I'll explain later.
Aizen, you stay calm too, okay?
And you've all taken your Salatoma?
Yes, sir.
And nobody died?
All still kicking.
compared to your curse, sir, this sickness was tiny potatoes.
All right. Then let's get ready to sail out.
Already done, sir.
We're ready whenever.
The Pirate's Creed, huh?
There's worse out there.
Okay, wait, hold on. There's just group fishing on the prow there. That is great. So Sonia thought he was in love with me and I shut it down. Also, he kept getting hiccups, which is funny because when he was here, he kept getting hiccups. That made it like, oh my god, this really is you. I have a bad habit, and we don't know why. It might be just bad luck. I would say that about 60% of the time, to 75% of the time, I've been on a plane with Saku. I gotten sick, like a cold or something. And one or twice has been like a really bad like fever, like 24 hours after. Like we came back from a wedding, and then within before we even left the wedding, I was sick, and the plane ride back from the wedding was just bad for my head, like migraine, because it kept, ears felt like they kept popping every few seconds. Alright, so we're gonna go to the class 4 zone to fight. Kurt chewing gum helps. I hear that actually. I've heard that before, and I'm actually curious if it does do that or not. All right. Okay, you just need some more. Okay. Also, another one's like there's like this. I've seen before. It's like a hat with like a blindfold, and it's a like a cooling thing. Like you like put it like it will keep your head like cold for like an hour, and I heard
Is
that
that
helps
a
as
fighting
well.
arena of some sort? I don't see any demons around.
Look! There's something spewing out of the middle!
I sense a really malicious force emanating from it.
It's probably the vengeful spirits of those who fought and died here looking for glory!
Thanks for that. Now I've got goosebumps.
Let's try not to wind up as more vengeful spirits.
And this just be a not a boss fight, but like a bunch of enemies.
I'm extra good at beating up the
Yeah, I've heard that before. It's really cool what we can make with like tech. A lot of these enemies are weak, so we should go right through them. Because we like fight through every enemy we've gone for up to this point. That was easy.
Just lucky I made it quick.
Looks like we won't be joining the party.
Hello,
I can
Jesus.
see why this place is the stuff
Welcome
of
back.
cautionary bedtime stories.
Not to mention why the Abbey's keeping way the hell away.
We shouldn't let our guard down. But this place could still be a good chance to hone our combat skills.
Indeed. Most everything we fought here seems to follow a pattern. This is a good place for tactical training.
If we ever end up on another island like this one, we should probably come prepared for the kinds of enemies we'll face.
Take a look at this.
Potato lunar eclipse tears.
This recipe looks real tasty.
Chunky potato salad.
Scout ship setting sail.
What is the lunar tears? Alright, and now we're gonna go do the side quest. We have to go to the Vesper Tunnels. Oh, did we miss a chest, or did this chest just come back? Huh. I guess they refill after a while. Silky paper. Okay, so we have to go to Kuragane's workshop. So we go there. Oh, we have to go a roundabout way. That's going to suck because there's no teleport thing. There's no teleport thing. Thankfully, we can just breeze by a lot of these enemies. Centipede, leave me alone. Nope. Turn at the wrong time. Make you give a sub to a friend's streamer so you justify maybe get more attention. I mean, I believe that is a Jesus, that is quite literally a redeem you can do. You have enough points for it. If you have 39,000 points, yeah, it's 25,000 points. I gift a sub to a streamer of your choice or person. So yeah, hit the redeem and just let me know who it is. You know. Oh yeah, looks like the chest did refill. Interesting. Alright, here we go. We're in Kuragane's workshop. We're gonna get that first item. Unfortunately, there's no way to teleport back, but that's fine.
This must be Long Dao's dust. The ingredient Vidal's Omega Elixir recipe calls for.
I can't believe you actually found it.
We have to go tell Vidal. Maybe he's been able to
Parasocial
translate the
charisma
rest
is a
of the list.
hilarious pair of words for some reason. That's where I point out, like, joke's on you, I don't know big words. Oh, Patty, I figure out how I could easily make a friend in the Hot Honey Squad. And the funny thing is, it is quite literally canon I made with a family member of mine. Because I was looking at them. So I was like looking through all of them again. Because I'm like, okay, you know, look at the remorse. Is there something I can get out of these? Then it was I'm gonna butcher your name, Kafakar. Uh, her like three remorse were like 3 books she written. And I was like, oh, that's really interesting. And I was like, and in my mind flashed back that for Val's younger sister, I put down that she was a best selling author with Tales of a Pilot, a book she wrote. And I brought up a few times that her sister has written a few poetry books, and so she has, offered a few poems as well for the books. And the idea is that she's gonna like corner Val one day and is like, hey, this name here, what does it say? And it's gonna be like, oh, Electra von Anstrea. She's like, and yeah, that's my younger sister. And it's like, we're gonna talk about books for a bit. And if Val will bring up that she owns like some rough drafts and some personal poem books that are not published that she brought with her because her sister's like, here, take this to remind you of home, and that could just lead to a bit of a friendship of sharing of poems and stories back and forth. And then probably like add in that like the Tales of a Pilot was her sister taking some of Val's stories and turning them into like short vignettes in the book, kind of like Tales of Genji style from was it Murasaki Shikubi, about the Shining Prince in the courts of Japan. Could even also add a joke later on down the road of being like make it so number 2. True. Um a joke down the road, her also being like slightly offended, like, wait a second, you have had a book club and I've not been invited this whole time? Like, you invited Doc before me? I'm so glad that the one thing I helped to make canon was the hiding squad not knowing anything about Val and be like, hey, Tommy, can you tell us things? And then Tommy gonna be like, no. Go ask her yourself. I've also debated making friends or not with the Frenchman in the party just because he knows a lot about wine, but I personally know a lot about wine. I actually have some bottles from Italy from my trip that I could just like use as reference. Like, I have a bottle of Montepulciano from Tuscany. I could just bring that out, or I could bring a bottle of my Noble Port from Portugal. Um, or even some of my like cheaper stuff. Like, I have a bottle of Taylor's Port. Like, I could like just use real life references to be like, oh, hey, I could make I could talk wine. Italian wine is out. Uh, Portugal wine is ports or Portugal wine, Patty. So get that right as well. Actually, you know what's really surprising is a lot of California wines have been actually doing really well in like um, on the world stage, believe it or not. And it's funny because they it is using American soil, but they imported like vines from like Italy and such, and they've been growing in different ways, but really well. So like they're still using Italian grapevines, but using American soil, and actually gives a different taste to it. You have bottles of Italian wine? That was just one. I mean, I've also have honey mead from Ireland on my shelf, which is wine. I have mead, which is wine as well, from Norway. I have a actually some local wine. Some of the bottles I kept because they meant something to me. Actually, funny enough, I kept a bottle from two well separate visits from when I visited you. I actually kept the bottle of Noble Port, which I actually bought when I was in doing that. We walked into that one wine store, and I was asking about various ports and things like that. And then I also have on my shelf a bottle of Upstate vodka when I was staying for. Oh, yep, I two Lafayette treats tonight. Ooh. He's gonna be spoiled with blueberries. When I, funny enough, when I stayed for the wedding, right across the street and like two buildings down was that liquor store. Which, funny enough, the person lived in Pennsylvania, so they're like, I mentioned like, yeah, it's hard to get stuff, and they're like, oh, where you at? I'm like, oh, Pennsylvania, and they're like, yeah, that's why I moved, and I'm like, oh, that's funny. I do think for the Honey Squad. Also, Tika, how you doing? What's been up with you recently? Anything good? Playing anything new? Watch anything new? Um, but I definitely think Kendo I'm gonna make friends with, and it's because of they duel each other, and he's just very pleased. There's someone who is takes it as seriously as him, and someone that can actually match him rather well. Give me Vido and Renede. Yep. Also, if Vaughn is not here, Tika, do you mind me doing a little favor and mentioning the Vaughn? What's it called? I believe it's a Korean zombie comedy show that's like very much like Trains to Busan inspired, called Newtopia. She might be into that. It looked really good from some of the clips I saw. Hello. Yes, hello, Patty. Or Halo, were you trying to say? Because I'm glad we talked about Halo as well. Oh, you know what, Patty? You know what we need to do at one point? And I mean this genuinely. We need to play the cursed Halo mods. Because some of them are just, like, I've saw clips of the Halo 2 one, and the stuff they do for some of the cutscenes is just complete hilarious stuff. Like, the whole scene where the Arbiter is, like, walking up, you know, to, like, as, like, the leads are being, I was green here, I guess. Oh, okay. Where, like, the leads are being removed from power, and, like, the Brewer and Lee just suddenly start making out. Johnson's, like, for some reason, in the scene in the corner, yelling out different stuff about elites and brutes. Some of the stuff is just completely crazy. Why did I leave you there?
You really found it! Yeah, it's proof your research is right.
managed to translate the description of the second ingredient. Here, take this and... Oh.
What's wrong? Your face is red.
Hey, you're burning up.
It's fine. I'm pretty much always running a fever.
That makes it even worse. We need to get you home so you can rest up.
But I'm still translating the recipe.
You heard me.
All right. She's scary. Is she your sister or something, Laffy said?
Well, it's kind of a long story.
Oh, okay. Well, you seem to have a pretty complicated life.
They're just like
Do you
whispering,
think
talking.
He's always that sick?
Wouldn't surprise me. I was weak when I was a kid, too.
He's probably been like this since he was born. That must be why his parents named him Videl. It means to live.
It's hard to hear Videl because I think of Videl from Dragon Ball.
Fluffy said is like that too. It means one who lives.
One who lives.
And he wants to be an explorer when he grows up. I feel sorry for him.
But if he drinks the Omega Elixir, I think he can get better. When he sets off on his adventures, will you let him aboard the Von Eltia, Eisen?
I suppose I could cut him a deal.
You'd charge him?
I'm a pirate, kid. Comes with the territory. But I promise you, I won't charge him too much.
I suppose that'll have to do.
One who lives. I did not know that Laphicette's name had meaning behind it.
Didn't mean much in the end. I poured my soul into getting him through, but he's still dead all the same. Hope. What a waste.
You really think it was pointless?
What else am I supposed to think? It won't bring him back.
Okay, where is... Okay, the ice caps, but we can't go there for now, I'm pretty sure. So it has to wait. Also, Patty, what have you been playing recently? Has it just been like Helldivers? Or is there anything else you have been like demo-wise been playing, full game you've been playing? I finally made the splurge and buying Total War 3 Kingdoms, and I've been just seeing like TikToks and shorts and YouTube videos of like Total War Rome 2 and Total War Warhammer 3, and I think I might be going back into a Total War like kick. Can't go there yet, so we'll go to the zone just to get the cat's chest. How's your game? I've not played it yet. I've not played it yet, but I probably will start after stream and play some like quite a bit of it tomorrow. Especially because like tomorrow's like the day before I get the MRI, so like I'm gonna be just antsy the whole day. There's like really nothing here, like chest-wise or anything. I'm gonna hold off for a bit until the Movie 3 comes out instead. Yeah. Here's the thing, like when it comes to like the Total War games, like obviously there are ones that people agree are like the best ones versus which ones are not good. Like a lot of people love Total War Rome 2. A lot of people loved it, even though how hard it can be to play. A lot of people love Shogun 2. I would argue Shogun 2 is one of the just overall the best because like there's obviously some factions that are easier to play than others in some games. Like in the Warhammer ones, there are some factions that are quite easier. But Shogun 2 a lot because a lot of the different clans share the same units, it's pretty level overall, you know, so like it comes down to like, you know, where are you positioned, what is your unique item, what is your unique ability, Fall of the Samurai got the guns right that Napoleon didn't. Yeah, the only thing I think Napoleon did well was its artillery. I think the artillery in Napoleon was really good, but the guns were not good. I think Napoleon walked for Warhammer to run when it came to artillery. That's my personal opinion. Like when everyone talks about like Total War games, they usually talk about is Medieval, Rome 2, Warhammer, and Shogun 2. It's usually those four. Like a lot of people don't talk about. I think overall a lot of people did not like Attila. I think a lot of people didn't like Britannia either. Three Kingdoms, I see a lot of people talk about just because it's less of like a general I see a lot of people talk about Rome Classic. I think the Egypt one is like a hit or miss. But I know like a lot of people like I found people like Kingdoms. I've not found people dislike Three Kingdoms. You have a soft spot for Britannia. I can understand it, but when I look up like when people call like, oh, what's your favorite like Total War game? I've not really found anyone that says they found Britannia their favorite, though they find the ship combat the best of those games. Especially if you're like a Viking too. Alright, time to go to a new region.
It's too bad that wasn't the real Ifreed. But I'm glad everyone on the ship is feeling better.
Yeah.
I've also been a kick reading Warhammer books. I've been starting to read some more of the Horus Heresy again.
What about Eleanor?
I love how the Horus Heresy's first book starts.
I don't mean how she looked. I mean how she actually feels.
We're gonna remake the Kingdom of Arthur.
She looks like she feels better too.
Good.
You're worried about her, aren't you, Velvet?
No, it's nothing like that.
Let me tell you something, kiddo.
Ooh.
When young maidens ripen, they have trouble expressing their feelings.
So
Maybe I should start making knights
Ripen?
and Lancer.
Quit giving Lockie that confusing thoughts.
No trouble expressing those feelings, I see. The Abbey is
There's lots
supposed
of
to
them.
exist to bring peace and order to the world. Everything the Abbey does, everything Lord Melchior and Shepherd Artorias do, it ought to be rooted in that mission. And yet, something just doesn't feel right here.
You are dismissed.
I do think
Is not for you.
I do think for Lancer, the two people I'm going to choose for like the auxiliary, because I don't think I can make Tommy's relationship
Easy there.
any
Just asking.
different with him
Sorry.
without
I
you know
was just
making it
deep in thought.
worse or
Is there
like
something you need from me?
close.
Nah,
So I think
just
Aaron
a
might
bunch
be
of
the
sighs
other
and
one
one
I
or two are
do.
feeling sick or anything.
No, I drank my Salatoma juice.
Ah.
Cause I think Aaron would be very interested one. Like he finally joins like book club. He sits down for a session, brings up a book like The Last Unicorn, and then goes like, "Oh,
What?
I'm not being judged here."
Are
They're
you
instead
afraid of
interested in
demons?
what I have to say about the book.
I am not. It's more like I despise them. 10 years ago, a group of them attacked my village. They destroyed everything and everyone.
Including your family?
Yes. The only family I had at that point was my mother. And in all the chaos, all I have left of her is this hand mirror she gave me.
The other auxiliary is gonna be Lily. It's gonna be a funny thing that happens.
And so
I think I
described
described that one with the cupcakes.
So you can keep your pity.
Gotcha. I will then.
What is that?
Oh, the
That's
penguins.
called a penguin, a type of bird native to this area.
Penguin.
Their meat is succulent and tender, and makes a lovely stew.
Wow, what's it taste like?
You'd eat that poor thing? Savage.
You're one to talk, demon. It was one of my mother's specialties.
All right, enough of the chit-chat.
Okay, Wesker.
What's this grimoire friend of yours like?
Well, how do I put it? Oh. You know, like that.
But he's actually pretty accurate.
What?
Well, to put it in a way those of meager imagination can understand, Grimm's got a sort of listless aristocratic
He only
air
said
about
minutes
her.
spare few.
A
It's
little
my favorite line. It lives in my head rent free.
Huh. So you mean like a woman, but different from Velvet and Eleanor.
You're not wrong there. Tell you what, just keep an eye out for a grown woman.
Grown woman. Okay, I got it.
Well, since we got her name, we could start by asking around.
Exactly. Now you're talking. What's up, kiddo?
Magilu, you're a grown woman yourself. So why is it you have trouble clearly expressing your real feelings?
Good question. Put simply, a long time ago, mine broke. Bagow! Chapoom! Bye-bye!
Your feelings broke?
Come on. Let's question the townsfolk.
Oh, but yeah, I love how the first book in the horse actually starts because we follow, for that book, for the most part, we follow Loken, who is one of the close confidants of Horus. And it's literally the first line starts with like him going, "I was there the day Horus killed the Emperor." And the thing is, if you know lore and things like that, that pretty much happens in the lore. But what it is a cop out because it's talking about a false emperor, and what he's doing is telling a story to his compatriots who are laughing. It might seem like, oh, hey, this is like traitors like talking, right? But in reality, it's much before that ever happens, and it's them talking about a false emperor they killed who Horus kills, and they're all getting a little chuckle out of it because it was the emperor, in air quotes. And I just love that, like, that's how it starts, is like a serious line, but when you get context for the next like couple chapters, you're like, oh, okay, we're way before that ever happens in this in the timeline. Oh, the Expedition Abroad. Expedition, what do you got for me?
Take a look at this.
Quitting is the same as defeat.
Great.
Oh.
Let's do this one Rangetsu style, guys.
Potato mayonnaise.
I knew this would be big.
Oh!
What a treasure!
Portrait of the Three Guardians. Fortune telling trickery.
Scout ship setting sail.
Increase the chance of finding rare food, maybe. BN is just more of a trickery. Oh, there it
This
is.
design. Could it really be?
I get down there. Got a tuna.
So, how do you like our island? Nice and laid back, right?
It's quite a bit different from Logris.
This place was even more relaxed before the opening. But recently, a lot of our young folk have gone starry-eyed about the city and left us in the lurch.
It's still better than it was when the demons first started showing up. We have the Abbey to thank for that. And because people are traveling more now, the need for ships has skyrocketed. Our lumber industry is booming.
In other words, when the money started flowing, people let it go to their heads?
That and those exorcists and soldiers from the bigger cities, they really seemed sophisticated. People from the other islands wear different clothes and have things we don't, you know?
Getting worked up and worked over by what's trendy. Is that foolishness not the very definition of youth?
If this keeps up, our island's traditions will fade away. That's what worries me.
I understand how you feel, but you have to give young people the freedom to be themselves.
True. Very true. That must be so comfy. But also might, if you have lots of drink, might not be the greatest to all the swaying. It's a pretty sight to see everything. I zoom in. Oh. Okay, so we got there, go there. Alright, we go this way now. Oh. John's playing some Elite Dangerous. Been a minute since I last heard from him. Where if Patty saw that as well. Yeah, I just saw, not like live, like it's streaming, but like on like Steam, I saw him start up a game. I should have clarified there. My bad. It just lets me know that he's alive and okay.
become common practice to use Southgan lumber for shipbuilding. But there's a reason.
Oh, the boat's moving in the background.
Natant trees only grow in Southgand. Their wood is light.
Oh, I was saying, our John, from, D&D was started up a game on Steam.
Build seafaring vessels. Midgan and Southgan were separate countries. Then our ancestors fashioned rafts out of Natant logs and floated all the way to Midgan. A Midgan craftsman, amazed to see a humble raft cross the open sea, returned with our ancestors here to Southgand.
He had used the Natant logs to build a large, sturdy ship.
Thanks to him, commerce took off between Midgan and Southgan, and the age of exploration began.
So do I.
The excitement of a new age had everyone.
I also worry about Richie as well, just because like
Midgan declared war on Southgan.
the only way I get like updates about Richie is when they post TikToks.
The fighting continued for a long time.
So this horse could be.
Midgan emerged the victor.
Actually, it was a really cool thing. It was a really cool scene, Patty. I thought you would like. Once they're done talking, I'll explain it because it sets up in such a cool way.
When things were that bad, they could still joke about it?
Southganders have always been a cheerful bunch. We tend to look for the silver lining in every cloud. It may not seem like it these days, but Southgand used to be a place where the laughter would never cease. Some people even used to call it Shenanigand.
Shenanigand. This must have been a really fun place.
So, pretty much in the lore of like Warhammer, Patty, right? The Emperor became the Emperor, and he started expanding across the galaxy, right? You know, bringing a lot of planets into his fold and things like that. Well, he's like, hey, it's really hard to lead these Great Crusades by myself. I'm gonna make Primarchs, so they can lead different legions of troops. So instead of me trying to bounce around, do everything, they can lead their legions and go conquer hundreds of planets, right? Well, the Chaos Gods saw what the Emperor was doing. They put their powers together and sent the Primarchs spiraling to different parts of the galaxy. So the Emperor's like, fuck, I have to go into this Great Crusade and find them one by one by one by one. And then a lot of these Primarchs went from baby to adult age, you know, living in those cultures. And it went anywhere from like a Viking-like society to one of Smith's versus one that was a gladiator planet, right? And they all got changed by their culture and things like that, for better or for worse. Well, during the Crusade, pretty much an incident with the warp happened, and we lost contact with a lot of different planets for years, right? So they went on to this Great Crusade to bring all these human planets back into the fold, right? Well, the story starts off with how they find a group of planets that were human. You know, the language evolved differently, their tech evolved differently, but they had Emperor of Mankind, and they had their own planet, Terra, right? So you follow Loken, who is one of the captains, who is in a race with others to capture the Emperor, right? And so, you know, he's fighting through against, like, invisible, like, assassins, things like that. He gets to the throne room, and there's this old man sitting there, and there's, you know, the empty throne is, like, a short space away, and he's like, you know, Loken's like, because Loken, his whole thing is that he's very human for a space marine. So when the guy's like, Loken's like, hey, surrender, it's over. And the guy's like, will only surrender to your commander. And Loken's like, okay, that is fair. You know, you want to surrender to our commander. We can do things peacefully here. And so, you know, other Space Marines will arrive and they're arguing, like, you know, let's just kill this guy. And Loken's like, he pulls rank. He's like, no, we're gonna call our commander here. But he gets like a weird feeling. He's like, this is their emperor. Like, he seems so eager to meet our commander, and then he realizes, like, oh, the actual emperor is, you know, the actual emperor is here the whole time, and he rushes to the throne as the throne goes off as like a EMP like nuke, like shockwave and everything, and I just like, ooh, they were gonna go out in a last ditch of like calling like their commander, which is Horus, here to try to take him out, and I'm like, ooh, that's a good start. So Horus though does appear, but he's with his powers stop the nuke from exploding further, and that's what led to the whole that Horus killed the Emperor in the beginning of the book because he's retelling the story of this fight. Though later on, Horus does deal a lethal blow to the Emperor, and what is it? Sanguinius and Horus fight. Sanguinius was able to open up a terrible small enough wound in Horus, but Sanguinius dies to Horus, and the Emperor is still trying to reason with Horus. But then when he sees Horus without like even blinking, even looking, just kills a normal man just because they were there. That the Emperor's like, oh, you're past the point of no return, and was able to get his weapon into that hole to kill Horus, but he also got heavily wounded in the process and got to be put onto the throne. I mean, also, if we want to remember lore, but how lore always gets rewritten constantly throughout the different editions, if the Emperor of Mankind ever comes back to life, there's a planet-sized nuke that's installed into that golden throne, so that the Emperor told Vulcan, in case his body ever gets corrupted by evil, is that, hey, if the body ever stands up, make sure it takes out the planet, because I'm not supposed to come, stand back up again. And but sometimes people forget about that, The lore for Warhammer is so crazy at times. But I do really like the book because Loken's a very human person, and you get the first signs of something is wrong right away, because they're on this planet, they're very spirit worshipping on this planet that they're come to conquer, and they're talking about this name Samus, who is this? And he watched one of his brothers get corrupted and turned into a daemon, and they kill him, of course, and Horus is like, hey, this was a thing of the war, you're gonna keep it to yourself, otherwise it will jeopardize the Great Crusade. And it's you as the reader, as Loken's why is this one incident we have to keep a secret? What am I not being told? And it's so good. Okay, who has the priest talk this time?
Come, sinner, and repent your wicked deeds.
Who?
Oh, Rokuru? Oh.
I don't think I've done much that needs repenting.
No, my son, you must be mistaken, for I can tell just from how you dress that a great many sins weigh heavily upon your heart. But it's not too late for you yet. You must confess your sins and repent.
Yeah, I hear you, but I really can't think of anything.
Have you ever wielded violence?
No, all I wield are my swords.
Well, have you hurt anybody with your swords?
Yeah, but I haven't been able to land a killing blow yet. I've still got a long way to go. But the next time, I'll kill him.
No, you have it all wrong. You must repent for how you've used your swords.
Oh, I get it. I need to improve my cutting technique, right?
That's not what I meant either.
Then what do you mean? It's a priest's job to guide the layman, right? You'll have to start speaking more clearly if you want anyone to trust your advice. Get your act together, man.
Yes, I'll reflect upon the error of my ways. Wait, what?
Thing of the priest, I've also debated, Patty, of having Valeria be religious in one way or the other. Because a part of me is because Doc is, Christian? I was thought about maybe Eastern Orthodox, follow off that Eastern European, Central European vibe. But also part of me is what if I just said, Valeria was a worshiper of Ra? Really, really make a twist into things. What's up here? it would be very rebellious of you. It would be, but also part of me like was like, Suki, deep down, do you want to be one of the royal followers just because you just want to cause chaos? And I'm like, why are you not answering yourself, Suki? What's the matter? New Age Christianity. Yeah. I mean, like a Protestant, like an Anglican.
Still no leads on that grimoire lady.
Magulo, when did you get that letter from her you mentioned?
Hard to say. It must have been last year? A decade ago?
Take this seriously, or I'll feed you to the sharks.
Oh, what? I think I'd at least rate a kraken.
Keep this up and I swear I'll eat... It's them!
Oh, I remember this.
The final preparations are complete. Once you've assumed your new post, everyone will act on your command.
Thank you, sister. But to be honest, I worry that these shoes I'm filling might just be a bit too big for me.
You need not worry. You possess a special strength and quality that others lack. Shepherd Artorias has high hopes for your deployment to Polynesia.
It's just like how Aizen's just like hands in his pockets, being casual while hiding.
Believe you're a leader, and you will be.
Yes, I'll try to make you proud, sister.
They're sending him to
Let's grass, motherfucker.
Is that the name of a facility on this island?
We can't even see it, obviously. It's half of his face because of fucking Magalu's hair.
Oh, one more thing.
Also, I don't envy them in their clothes with.
It's stronger than it looks.
Envy them in their clothes in this kind of weather.
Understood.
Also, I'm not sure if anyone else saw that glitch. Oh, why is she glitching?
Also, if you must drink the water, remember to boil it.
Sister.
I know, I worry too much. But I just can't help myself.
Weird. Is there something wrong for model? It's just like her
there's a
character.
demon in Haria. Sounds like it's a pretty feisty one, too.
If so, it may prove useful.
Still, what magical timing for Oscar to show up here at the very same hour we do.
Oh yeah, everyone would look at Eleanor.
I understand your suspicion of me, but have you any proof?
And ironically enough, she didn't do anything.
But as an exorcist, you're certainly sympathetic to the Abbey's cause.
And soon you may wish we were sympathetic.
Eleanor hasn't been snitching on us. I'm sure of it.
And how would you know?
Oh.
Are you watching her even when she's taking a bath?
Oh.
No, I don't. I always stay outside
Why
when
are
she's
we-
taking a bath. And
Why are we going here?
Then isn't it possible she's communicating with the Abbey in secret while you're not there?
You pledged to obey me until the day you die, correct?
yes, that I did.
Remember, when you two trade blows, only the Abbey wins.
One less demon, and one less traitor for them to worry about.
While we're standing around here arguing, that demon could be attacking Grimoire.
You know what? Obviously, it's bringing up good points.
It's true. Let's find some more people to question around town.
Oh yeah, because I know you were somewhat interested in the show, Patty. Did you hear that season 4 of ReZero is now airing? It has been very exciting so far.
So what's it really like?
Huh?
The connection between Moloch and Vessel.
Yeah, season 4.
Share, like, thoughts and feelings?
Sort of. When I'm dwelling inside Eleanor, I can see what she sees and hear what she hears. But I can't read her thoughts or her emotions. Sitting in a box doesn't
What do
teach
you mean
me
by
how
has
a
it
box
jumped
feels.
the shark?
I see. In that case, I want to give her as little time alone as possible.
I don't want to bathe with her, alright?
I know. You're a boy and all. For her baths, we can send Bienfu. No, that's a bad idea. It'll have to be Magulu, or myself.
Phew.
What sort of boundaries have you and Eleanor drawn? How do you sleep?
We talk before bed sometimes, but it's not like I'm sleeping by her side or anything. It's easier for me to tell when she wakes up if I'm dwelling inside her.
Does she ever get out of bed at night?
Not in my experience. And she sleeps so peacefully.
Huh?
When she's around you guys, she always looks so stern. But when she's sleeping, her
Not the correct way,
expression is
honestly. True.
softer.
But what do you mean by jump the shark? I
She
that I
lets
don't.
her hair down
What do you mean
too.
by that?
And I think it's kind of prettier that way.
Huh. So that's what he likes. Well, keep an eye on her, but
But,
Velvet with her hair down.
watch out for the older girls.
huh?
I like how like a lot of this has been like watch out for
Sure
girls.
seem close.
I've known them since I was an initiate, but I've never seen them quarrel.
I will
Not
explain
even
after this
once.
one.
Did you ever fight with your brother, Velvet?
Yeah, I guess I did. Sometimes I'd chew him out, and he'd sulk and stop talking to me, but I found that adorable too.
You did?
No matter how much he dug in his heels, or tried to talk like he was in charge, after a while he'd be right there trailing along behind me.
Like a little puppy dog.
Puppies are a lot more obedient. I always had to keep an eye on him. Little brothers are odd creatures.
Rokuro's a little brother. Is he adorable too?
Huh? I don't think a little brother who's out to kill you is in any way adorable.
But Shigure seemed like he was having fun.
Sometimes you just don't make sense.
Huh? I don't know.
Little brothers. Do you have any siblings? I'm an only child. Well then, that's perfect. You pretend the boy is your little brother.
Huh?
That's a bit extreme, but actually, when I'm talking with Laphicet, sometimes I think this is what having a brother must feel like.
I could be Eleanor's brother.
Don't take any of this nonsense seriously, Laphicet. Malakim are just tools to exorcists. She can never
Velvet
be
called
as
dibs.
her brother.
Yeah.
You're wrong. I've changed how I view Malakim. I know that's true because I can think of him as a brother.
Right.
She's all talk. Don't believe her.
It seems to me like you're the one who's treating him as a tool, by forcing your own opinions upon him. Ooh, two sisters struggling for the affections of their brother. Eeny teeny candlestick, which one will the Muppet pick?
How about an older brother instead?
So, Patty, to answer your question, because as someone I'm sure I've noticed from many times of me explaining some animes and is that like a lot of them start out as like obviously a lot of them start as mangas, but a lot of them also start as web novels like you would read on a forum or a website, right? That's why like a lot of animes have like very long titles. They're a web novel because a lot of them they're putting their title out on as the forum page, the title, so like people could be like, oh, so this is the plot. I want to read this, right? So it's like, oh, I was dying in isekai as a vending machine, right? Right, stuff like that, right? Or like, oh, isekai, I've been killing science for the past 100 years, stuff like that, right? ReZero started as a web novel, and at one point when watching the show right around like season 2 time, I went back and read, especially because like my Japanese has been going pretty well. I've been reading the web novel, and so there was planned 12 arcs where there are at right now It is a real show. It's a real show and it's a real novel. Believe it or not, Patty. But there's like a lot of different arcs, right? So like the first arc is, you know, him first showing up. It's the loot house one. The second one is the who's killing him at the mansion, right? And also who's killing the villager kids. The third arc is the rose selection plus the white whale, right? The fourth one is Sanctuary. Then the fifth one is the Water City, which is season 3, right? Season 4 is the Pleiades Watchtower. And in my opinion, Patty, of the 9, well, technically arc 10 just started. Is only like 10 chapters. There are 10 chapters into arc 10 right now. It is my second favorite arc in all of ReZero. It has one of my favorite fights. It has one or two of my favorite scenes. Probably one of my favorite moments. It has one of the saddest fucking moments as well. They changed it a bit in the anime, but oh my god. Because he gets his power with invisible hand and he's dying in one of his deaths. And he just uses the invisible hand because he can't move his body because he's dying to like wipe the tears from like Byaku's face. And I'm like, that hurts. That hurts my heart so fucking much. But it is by far one of my second favorite arc in ReZero. And it's getting translated. And one of my favorites is characters is also introduced, which is Shala. So, am I allowed to tell you like the whole concept of what season 4 is going to be about and what arc 6 is? Because I don't know where you are in ReZero. I don't know how far along you're in ReZero. So pretty much during the White Whale arc, Rem and a few other people get attacked, and she ends up going into a coma because her name was like stolen from her. Right, her memories were stolen. Because this one guy, he has the ability to either eat your memories or eat your name, so people forget you. And Rem lost her memory, so she's kind of, in a coma. So, and during the last season, a lot of people also got transformed by a person who her whole ability is she can turn herself into anything. Like she could turn to a dragon, she could turn to other people, and she could do the same to other people, turning them into monsters. And like, hey, we need to find a way to cure these people. We're gonna go to this place called the Pleiades Watchtower, where the great sage Shala, who is one of the great heroes, resides. But it's like impossible to get to. Even Reinhardt tried to get there and was unable to when he was trying to look for a cure for the royal family when they became sick. Well, they get there and they run into the great sage Shala, and she's literally, I think the best way to put it is like a Valeria energy. She's very affectionate, high energy, quite often dumb as a rock, at times dumb as a brick, and is literally at times the comedic person in a comedy duo, right? And we'll just reference random things at times. Like there's like in the reading, there was a whole moment where like she tries to hug Subaru because she thinks Subaru is her master, and he pushes her away, punching her in the head, in the top of the head, and she's like, talking about, oh, I'm gonna get my defense lawyer, I'm gonna sue, and everyone's just like, what the fuck is she talking about? And like, it's just like Subaru's a straight man to her antics, and that's like the duo all often. There's times where like one of the times she's fighting and she's about to do an attack, and she's like, okay, Google, and it's clearly like she's picking up like different phrases from someone who like was like from the real world, and it's just like you're expecting to see this great sage or this powerful person, and you get the biggest goofball in the whole series. Oh, the expedition came back.
Take a look at this.
Quitting is the same as defeat. Nice! There's no better victory than a safe return.
Scout ship set.
Oh. Oh, there they are.
What does it mean to become an adult?
The eternal question of youth.
Have you ever heard of the ceremony of adulthood? It's a yearly tradition on this island.
If I remember right, it's totally wild. Everyone throws bananas and porridges at each other.
Traditionally, yes, but things have changed over the years. Bananas and porridges are a thing of the past. People are always reaching for bigger and better things, right?
It does get very wild. Do you want to know what the arcs are after that? Actually, the most wild arc is the two that comes. Well, actually, every arc that comes after the next one, it gets more and more wild.
Started flinging coconuts.
Coconuts? Those things are as hard as rocks!
Trust me, I know. Like getting hit with a brick. Now, every year, there are some kids who never make it to adulthood.
You don't mean they...
Yeah, I've kept putting it off myself, but it looks like this year I've got no choice but to participate. That's crazy. It's far too dangerous. And more importantly, how does it make someone an adult?
There are ancient traditions that say overcoming danger marks a child's coming of age. Some people still cling to the old ways.
You've hit the nail on the head. There are lots of old folks that sit around complaining how weak as darn kids are.
Actually, the previous arc that just ended in the novels had one of my favorite concepts of power.
I don't think cracking a coconut would help much either.
So that's why you're standing about looking blue.
I'm so ashamed of myself for being scared.
If you don't want to do the ceremony,
Because the one girl's power she gets is compression, Patty. And I'm like, oh, cool, you know, compression. You know, maybe you can compress your legs and jump really high or anything. Imagine you could use compress, like the word, for anything. Like compress the space between me and you so I could instantly like teleport to you. One thing she did really well is like this one person got, just like my socks, yes. Like this one person like broke their arm. She compressed all the pain they would feel from start to end in a single second. Like the way she was using compression was just so like in a way so like fucked. Like one of the things was that like she watched one of her teammates pretty sure die, and she compressed all her feelings into like a millisecond so she could quickly get over it and continue the fight. And I'm just like, this is like psychological warfare on a whole nother level. It felt like the genjutsus from like Naruto. It was so good. Oh yeah, it was complete unique use of it. It was so great. Because the opponent she was fighting, his whole thing was like, his ability was pretty much like quick saving. He can make a save and he can quick load it. But then he's like, why are they adapting to me? And it's just because like her whole thing, she had really good ability, but she was not the most. She was very smart, but not like genius. So she had a strategist who was a genius, and he was compressing the time it thought to think of strategies into milliseconds. So like it was a game of adapting back and forth. The guy would keep reloading, and they would just keep like adjusting because he did something different. They would adjust to do something different, and it was like he said like thousands of like reloads to suddenly like get to a certain point, and he's like, how are they doing this? And then he just looks to him like, oh. All these other people in this fight right now are not the problem. You're the problem in this fight. It was legit so cool though.
The people of Southgand originally worshipped Aminoch, the Empyrean of Water. The lives of the people of the Southern Isles are inherently tied to the sea. Whether it was gratitude for a good catch or an appeal for protection, everyone offered their prayers to Aminoch.
But the Abbey worships Innominat, don't they? Do the people still keep their faith?
Most of the people obey the will of the Abbey. But one small village deep in Southgand is a special case. The village is called Haria, And even now they keep their faith in Aminoch. They've even quarreled with the Abbey. I'm grateful that
What?
they fight off
There was some real. I keep thinking about the fights because in Arc 9 the fights were so great. Like the one was like Wilhelm, who's like the sword demon. He's an older man, but he's like considered one of the greatest swordsmen of all time, and he fights like a ninja. She was considered like the best ninja. And she fights with wires and he fights with swords. And they first meet each other and they're like, they both at the same time like, yeah, it's only going to take me 5 moves to beat you. And then when they both hear each other out loud say that, they're like, oh, you think you can beat me? And it's just so good. But like how you're introduced to the fight at all, she's like, she has like a few hostages because her whole, the ninja's goal was to hold the hostages for the main bad guy of that arc. Right? And she's like, something feels wrong. And she immediately brings up her wires in front of her as a sword like stabs through the wall and barely gets stopped by the wires. And then he just comes through the wall with a second sword to stab at her. And I'm like, oh, we're just going right into the combat, are we?
Hey, this doll? It looks like Bienfu.
Oh, you're right.
A keen eye you have, young man. That is a doll of the Empyrean Aminoch.
That's Empyrean Aminoch?
Yep.
No, that's
doubt
Grimoire.
about it. I've seen her with my own eyes. Real dignified, but not without a bit of a temper.
You saw her? Why was she angry?
Well, the Abbey's banned any profession of the Aminochian faith in Southgand, despite her popularity. Gotta assume
Is
that's
the difference
what
you could do
got
5 moves
all
quicker?
bent out of shape. I tried talking to her, but no matter what I said, she was just like, oh.
Wait, that sounds like...
And that low energy goddess you saw? The doll you've got here looks like her?
Yeah, more or less.
Ha! Fortune smiles upon thee, weary adventurers. That listless goddess is none other than Grim.
Grimoire isn't human?
When did I ever say she was? So, shopkeep, where'd you see her?
I think it was down by McClear Beach.
Pensively watching the tide come in? That's her, all right. Quickly, to the beach!
Why didn't you mention Grimoire as a Moloch before now?
You can't be too careful with that information. Spies listening everywhere!
Oh, here's the penguins. Wow. If we put one right, like honestly, right next to one, he's not that much taller than a fucking penguin. I get that there's supposed to be like kids just hanging around, but just standing in their normal clothes in like waist deep water, it's like, okay, what are you doing?
Beautiful waters. So this is Muckler Beach.
I hope she's actually here.
Now we should be able to good. I was thinking, it's like, we could probably get to, like, Grimoire, I think, because there is, like, a bit of a dungeon that we have to go into next, and I remember it being my least favorite part of fucking Berseria. But I think we get Grimoire and we come back.
Not even worth my time. I'll finish this now.
Come on,
Also, Patty, are you going to create any interactions with us in the Hot Honey Squad? Like, is there any friendships or rivalries you want to create? Like, surely you have ideas that you thought would be really cool. I did see the dodo bird. Where did the fucking dodo bird go? Did it just appear all of a sudden?
This grimoire who we're searching for is a Moloch like Bienfu, right? To be honest, I don't see how someone so different can be a Moloch just the same as Laphicet or Aizen.
I understand your doubts. It's quite the tangly mess.
I'll tell you anything!
In that case, I've been wondering, what's underneath your hat?
Oh no! Anything but that!
So, we've hit a wall already.
But that ribbon flaps around and gets in the way, right? Could I take it off for you?
No! No! That's not possible! You mustn't remove the ribbon!
Why not?
That's another thing I can't say!
It's all cans with you. Alright, is there anything you can tell me?
I could talk about what type of Malachim we are, or our position in the world of Malachim, or our abilities.
Oh, I'd like to know all that.
Then I will tell you. Listen closely. We Norman are a well-established race of Malachim. Compared to other Malachim, we aren't as adept at manipulating natural forces, but we excel at drawing out and heightening the abilities of others.
Think of them as a convenient power-up.
They're also known as common spirits.
Don't even say that! We Norman hate being called that.
Why is it so painful for you?
Because it makes people think we're average and unremarkable. That's why we work so hard to show how we're all different.
That does explain your quirky speaking mannerisms.
Don't sweat it. That's a perfectly common thing to worry about.
Don't say that!
Oh, yep, there's a penguin.
What are those penguins doing?
Probably keeping their eggs warm?
Most likely. They look like a mama and a papa. Penguins are monogamous, faithful creatures. They never leave their mate. Isn't that romantic?
So they lay eggs because they're like husband and wife. But how do they make the eggs?
That's... well...
So, Laphicet, here's an interesting fact. A single
If you take off that
penguin's
dude's
egg
ribbon, he said,
actually
yeah.
contains dozens of smaller
You know what? Actually, Patty, it might be a reason to the red ribbon woman, which is a story about a woman with a red ribbon around her neck, and if you pull off the ribbon, her head falls off.
They're more like fish than birds.
So you've eaten them. How cruel. Look how much they care about their young.
While it may be a bit cruel, they taste amazing. They're considered a
You know that story?
delicacy in
Yeah, I'm not
certain
surprised. I feel like it's very
Top a bowl of
common.
rice with these crunchy eggs and some rich penguin thigh meat, and you get a dish called family fricassee.
That's a horrific name.
I wasn't the one who named it, okay?
Those eggs look tasty, but I think I'll pass.
Is you when I was told it? Patty, I hate to tell you, that person's colorblind. Funny enough, though, it is a type of story that is found in a few different cultures, though. It's quite interesting. There's a dodo bird. It's a peacock. Orange fair kind of animal.
I was just getting warmed up.
Allegedly. Did you just fucking squawk at me? I was gonna say for no reason, but then he came at me. God, I love Grimm's introduction.
Is that?
Grimoire? She's moving away.
That was tougher than I would have liked.
So she's the same sort of Moloch as Bienfu?
You're Grimoire, right? We've been looking for you. We need your help. Who are you? I'm Velvet. I know your witch friend. Oh.
Grim, so wonderful to see you.
It's been forever!
Ah, you two. Still as outlandish a pair as ever, I see.
How exactly do you know her?
Witch training? She was an upperclassman.
And?
We found this fascinating ancient tome, and we were hoping you could read it for us.
Goodness, Magilu. You, of all people, joining a team? I didn't know you had it in you.
That keep me entertained.
Well, I don't need entertainment.
Bien! Come on, Grim! Isn't there any way you can help us?
It's not the kind of thing I do.
Oh, what a shame. Things happen. Well, we tried, didn't we?
Maybe you need some incentivizing. Do it. I'm serious. I bet you are. Your eyes tell me you're dangerous. Trouble follows you like a hawk tails a rabbit. And at my age, trouble is something I'd rather avoid.
How How old are you?
Ask me again and you'll get a firework in the tush.
My apologies.
It appears we've wasted our time.
A walk on the beach is never wasted, but sorry.
Well, how did you learn to read the ancient tongue? Are there books for studying it or something?
My. Are you actually thinking of learning it on your own?
Well, I love reading, and I want to learn more about history. Besides, we need what's in this book.
You have passion, child, I'll give you that.
Not to mention you want to be helpful to Velvet, don't you, kid?
Yeah.
My tuition isn't cheap, you know.
You will teach me?
No, I won't. But I admire your dedication enough to read it for you. Now where's this book?
Here it is, ma'am.
You needn't be so formal.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Not ma'am. Right.
Let's see what we're looking at here. The language of ancient Avarost. Had to be the hard one, of course. A lot of wear and tear, too. This'll take some time. We're in a hurry.
That may well be, but this isn't the place for study. Let's move to someplace more comfortable.
You've redeemed yourself, young man. There's a village called Haria just a little ways away.
That works. Thank you.
Fine. Haria Village. Whatever gets the job done.
Haria. Isn't that the village with that demon that Oscar and Teresa were talking about?
I think it might be. We should remain on our guard.
Okay, I'm gonna grab the resources here, save on that place up there, and we'll be all Gucci. There's also a mini boss here, which is awesome. Oh, there's a conversation.
I apologize if I'm being rude, but I have to ask. You're not Aminoch the Empyrean, are you?
Of course I'm not. What would even make you ask such a thing?
A shop in Isolt was selling Aminoch figurines that looked just like you.
Oh, that. I distinctly remember whispering to the shopkeeper in his sleep, telling him not to sell those things.
You showing up in his dreams probably only convinced him you were the real deal. You should sue for his use of your likeness and get proper compensation from that shopkeeper.
Forget it. It's no concern.
Yeah, you're right. It's not like they'd ever sell anyway.
Oh, you think a figurine of mine wouldn't sell?
You got this whole somber, we thing going on. A figurine needs to be cute, like me.
Then how about I turn you into a product?
Me? Really?
Oh yes. I'll have you stuffed and mounted. But since it'd be a unique piece, I'd have to price it a bit higher.
Mounted? No, count me out!
Oh, you're no fun. Now, what was it we were talking about?
Whether or not you are the Empyrean Aminoch.
Ah, yes, that's right. I'm no Empyrean. I'm just a simple girl. It would be hard for anyone to worship an Empyrean like me, right?
That's true. I mean, it just seems like you're the type who can see through anything, so perhaps an Empyrean seems less intimidating from a certain point of view.
You're saying I'm scarier than an Empyrean?
Not scarier exactly, just more of a savvy sort of woman.
That's not a bad answer, but it won't get you out of the doghouse.
teleported right in front of me. Peacocks, don't come near me. Is that a bird? It's a harpy. Sea harpy. Harpy go lucky. Oh, it's the mini boss.
Hey, is everyone all right?
Oh, the expeditioner has to come back.
Take a look at this. Scout ship.
Oh, there we go.
That's Haria Village.
To the inn, one and all!
Oh, there it is. I was like, where do we go? Alright, let's grab this chest. A garish pink shirt. Every time I think of a pink shirt, I just think of the TFS Abridged Vegeta shirts. I want to say, like, Pillow Princess and the like. Okay. And we made some great progress, actually. Alright, and I'm going to rate us out. We'll see who's online. I wonder if Saxon's still online, actually. She is still online, so we'll go raid Sakusan. Because there's a Bookapia. Raid Sakusan streams. Alright. I'll see y'all tomorrow with some more streams. More than likely, I'll be doing some more Persona 4 Gold, because now we rescued Rise. I feel like we're just pretty much cruising. We're like the halfway point, I feel like. We're near the end. And the only other thing is that plan for Friday is we're going to do more of the Backrooms game with On. I'll see y'all then. You have a good night.